Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Tuesday, September the 20th. My name is Barry Anerson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into our room. I share my screen all day long, and I'm, live on the mic between, sorry about that, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link you can use. And you'll see a promo code in there. And if you took everything we have to offer, it would be about $4 a day on an annual basis. Well, what a day. This is a lot. To be honest, I enjoyed today a little bit more than yesterday. I know yesterday we had some fantastic trades, of course, with SRPT. I wasn't able to get it because it moved so quickly, but we had just a lot of trades. I find days like yesterday a little bit difficult to manage. Excuse me. I know some people love a lot of trades. I'm probably, I probably like the number of trades that we had today, maybe a little bit more. But let me just show a few of them that, and especially the one that really was interesting for us, those of us who got into it. And this is V-Ray, excuse me, V-Ray. And, V-Ray is one, I'm not sure I've really heard that much about it, but when we got the alert on V-Ray, I believe the volume was only 70 odd thousand shares, okay? And a lot of people go, well, there's no way I'm going to trade anything that has 70 odd thousand shares. And I understand that. But look what happened. I got into this trade right at $5. The actual alert, let's see, it came in at 493. So I did wait for the trade to get over 5. A little bit spready, but it wasn't. Actually, I got right at 5. That's right. It was, in fact, it was about 497 bid and 5 on the offer. I said, okay, I'm taking it. I'm just going to take it and put my stop at the bottom of that candle if I could. Anyway, look what happened. I mean, this just absolutely shot up, and I was able to get out at let's see, 530, 536. I didn't quite get the high here. Excuse me. 530 and 536. And then the balance as it was coming down at 519. But this was a really, really quick trade. And I mean, the percentage gain was great. I mean, that's what I love. Quick trade, high percentage gain, and the volume just took off once it got over $5. So, a lot of times, again, we look at some of these ones when we're getting alerts and the volume is very low, but that could just be the start of it. And I'm not saying the volume is fantastic right now for this. This is still only 274,000 shares. However, that represents 22 times what it normally would be trading in the entire day. So, by the end of the day, it could do 400,000 shares. It's not like you have to take. We're not dealing in 10,000 share increments, okay? I don't expect people to take 10,000 shares of a speculative stock. But if you take 2, 3, 4, 500 shares, I mean, there's plenty of time to get in and out. So I guess it's just saying you don't have to be so biased against taking a stock when the volume looks low to begin with. I know Dan comes into our room all the time and rails against people who say, I can't take this, the volume is too low. And I'm guilty of it too. Believe me, I am. But, when I get the Holly alert, I'm a little less leery of it, okay? Because I think Holly is sensing something. So maybe it's just the start of something good, which certainly it was. Here is one that sort of broke my heart. FNCX. Now, found out later on that this was a reverse split. And interestingly, if you've been trading for a number of years, you know that usually a reverse split is the death knell of a company. They're usually trying to do a reverse split. And if you don't know what a reverse split is, say a stock is trading at 10 cents and it has 100 million shares outstanding. I'll make the math simple, does a 10 to 1 reverse split. So now the stock is 1 million and, is a $1 stock with 10 million shares outstanding. Typically, why a company is doing that is that they want to get listed on Nasdaq, and Nasdaq requirements usually means you have to have a stock price of over $1. So typically that's what's happening, but it's usually a last gasp, and the stock moves down from there. That's what used to happen years and years ago. But we're finding that some of these ones that do reverse splits, within maybe a week of doing the split, the company comes out with some kind of a I'm not saying well, we'll call it a pump and dump press release, and everybody gets excited and the stock goes up. Doesn't necessarily last, but if we can identify it on that day, that's all we care about. So anyway, this one, FNCX, and this is another great example. Here was the alert. They get it right here, FNCX, right there. 77,000 shares at $5. Okay, now the stock is now trading 418,000 shares. But when I saw the alert, it was at 77,000 shares. Again, not a lot of volume. And I was able to get the trade right here. Let me put a mark right here. Well, it says 513, but I actually got it at 512. Whoops. Yeah. Okay, I can do this. I know I can. Okay, it says 510, but I'm just going to put the mark right there. So I got in here on this candle, and unfortunately, it closed down here. And I was just worried, of course. Actually, it might have been this one. I can't remember which candle, but it doesn't really matter. I wonder if it was even this one. I think it did break down below 5. It probably was this one. Bottom line is that because again, it was kind of thin, the volume wasn't really there, the spread wasn't great. I got in at 512. It did have a nice pop. Okay, you know what? This is 15 minutes. Let me get to a 5-minute. Are we going to show you a little bit better? Yeah, this is what happened here, okay? So I got into the trade. No, that's not what happened. Interesting. Maybe it popped back. Bottom line is, I got into this trade at 5. You know what? That is what happened. I got into the trade at 512, and it did have to pop, and I wasn't quick enough to take some off, and it came right back down, and I actually got stopped out for a 4-cent loss. I got out at 5. Checking my notes here, 508. So I got in at 512, and I got out at 508. And then look at this, it was sleepy, 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 and then all of a sudden it just exploded. I mean, look at this high here of 682. Remember, I was in at one point at 512, but I got taken out. But all I'm saying is that just because something is the other thing, the crazy thing is that super low float, 743,000 shares in the float, which is insanely low for a float. And this is what can happen though when you have a low float stock. Again, if you don't know the concept of it, just means that there's fewer shares that can usually be traded by everybody. So it's low supply. There's a low supply of shares, high demand. This is what happens. And I have no idea what the news was. I think they've got something to do with fantasy sports. But at any rate, unfortunately, I wasn't able to hold on, and I got taken out. But that's okay. I mean, it's just this is really just showing you, though, that just because something starts off as a low volume, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to end that way. What else happened? I got, unfortunately, one of the Holly trades kind of knocked me out. CCY, yeah, get on a 15-minute. Yeah, we saw early on there was some very choppy action, and it was had high hopes for this one. I was in at 609, so I was in up here, but it was so whippy, so darn whippy. And look what happened. I mean, it closed all the way down here. I didn't get out at 586. I was lucky, actually. I thought at the time to get out at 590. My stop really was going to be the whole number, but it just blew right through there, and that can happen. That's why you have to. That's why I'm always. That's why I'm not in very many trades at the same time. I can really keep an eye on it. But no matter how well I was watching that one, it didn't really matter. It just blew through my stop. And now here's an interesting one, MCRB, and this could be my little swing trade. MCRB, I'm still in this one, even though it was a little bit choppy around here. I did decide to hold it, and I'm in at 1427. There's my alert right there. So, or actually, I'm in right here, 1427. And why am I in this trade? Now, take a look at the daily. I think this is you're going to see. This is what we love to see. Now, obviously, this got just creamed. I can't remember the reason, but I remember this one just got creamed. This is a stock sitting at $35. The next day it's down to 11. Hit a low of 8. And it's just been kind of, in this area. And I've been watching this one for a while for a trend reversal. and I think I'd had an alert right here at about 12:44. And yesterday it popped through, yesterday it just popped through there just briefly, hit a high 1295, but it fell back down to this level. So this was still on my radar. This morning, um, if we look at the 15-minute chart, a little excited here because look at this. So this was now well past all this area here. So this really caught my attention, and I decided that if it got over 14, that I would probably perhaps swing trade it. So when I swing trade, I don't have as many shares as I would normally have if I'm planning on an intraday trade. So I may be holding this one depending how it closes today. Now, if it goes back down below my buy, I'll probably get out because listen, I can always get back in. The reason I'm saying that is that what am I giving up? Even if I wait, for a 15 break. I mean, look at this potential void right here. So, not saying it's going to get back up to $35, but this is the sort of chart pattern that we love to see. You never know. This thing could be on a comeback, and even if it got up to $20 or $18, that'd be a great percentage move for us. So, this is the one that I'm potentially going to swing. All right, I think that's about it. I want to get back to the trading room. And again, this is how you get into the room. This is the address to use. And I share my screen all day long and no strings attached. You don't have to give up a credit card or anything. This is free. Obviously, at some point, we'd love to see you take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. You should probably learn how to do all this on your own, and be in the room with us. We've got a great group of traders in the room, wonderful ideas all the time, and we try to help each other. And I usually open the room at about between 8:30 and quarter to 9 every morning, Eastern Time, of course, and then I get live on the mic at 9 o'clock. So hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.